what it is.
This has nothing to do with this, but
Yeah.
would you rather date a fat girl or a black girl?
Would I rather date a fat girl or a black girl? The fat girl.
Why? Why?
Because the black girl's gonna be fat anyway.
All right.
The average black woman in America is 187 pounds, dude. She gotta be fat anyway. Goddamn. At least I can get the fat girl that don't give me an attitude. With real hair.
I got one more question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Would you rather see 2 black girls fight for a wig or 2 fat girls fight for food?
Damn. 2 black girls fight for a wig or 2 fat girls fight for food? Can I see both, bro?
Nah, you gotta pick one.
You gotta pick one? All right, 2 black girls fighting for a wig is hilarious. I'd probably do that one.
It's tense, though.
Yeah, because it's gonna be more entertaining. The fat girls, they'll be jiggling and stuff like, so.
All right, thank you, Myron.
No worries, man. Good questions. Oh, man. What's up, brother?
So I just wanted to ask, like, what's your, how should I say this? So I'm the only conservative in all my classes. And what would you say to somebody who's trying to combat liberal ideology on a daily basis with your professors? How would you go about that, and how could pretty much I can,
Yeah, no worries. Number one, understand that you're not alone. There's a lot of people that think like you, and, kudos to you for coming up and admitting you're conservative on a college campus as a student. Much respect. But there's plenty of guys like you, it's just that they might not be as vocal about it. Now, when it comes to college professors, it's a part of the game, unfortunately, right? For them to get tenured, for them to get the position, for them to, move up the ranks, they need to have this, leftist indoctrination mindset for them to move up. So I think part of it is self-preservation, and then the other side of it is fairly delusion. So that's why I think it really comes down to when it comes to that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No worries, man. Who else?
What do you think young men in our generation are doing wrong, especially like in our college age group? Do you think
what are
there's
young men
anything
doing wrong?
that we're doing that we could be doing better, or we're missing out on right now because we're being distracted, in a sense, to social media and everything else?
Yeah, well, I think what young men need to focus on is becoming competent, right? This is something that we've kind of foregone because we live in this society where guys don't want to rise up to the occasion to become better because it's like, oh, well, I don't want to come off as toxically masculine, or I don't want to be, overbearing or whatever. Like, men need to be okay with being men again, right? We need to, number one, become competent. Number two, be a strong leader. And then number three, not be scared or apologetic about being any of those things, right? We live in a world now where it's like women will tell you, oh, you're being misogynistic, you're being toxically masculine. The reality is, and what they won't tell you, is that that's precisely what they want, right? The reason why this phrase, nice guys finish last, is such a thing is because it's true. Women don't know what they want. They don't even know what they want to eat for lunch. So why the hell are we going to listen to them? Like, you got to be the unapologetic asshole that they need in their life because women need guidance. So that's what I would say guys are. Yeah, come on, Mike.
Obviously, I want to get rich right now. That's the focus. But I'm also studying, and it's a school where you go to get good education.
Yeah.
How would you recommend I balance the amount of study I do to, like, the work that I do to try and make money? Because I've noticed when I try and put my effort into really grinding on making money, I miss assignments and stuff.
Yeah, it's a balance, and I'll be honest with you, bro, because I remember that, because I was a D1 athlete, and I remember, like, working a job and, being an athlete and everything else like that. I think the thing for young men, all you guys here, is to get used to suffering in your 20s, right? You're going to have to avoid partying, doing drugs, having fun, whatever, because, let's be honest here, college is an acceptable way to spend 4 years being a degenerate.
Yeah.
I was D1 athlete. I get it.
It's a vacation, literally.
It's a vacation, right? But I think with young men, they really need to focus on building their value in their 20s so that they can have an easy decade in their 30s. Because if you don't work hard in your 20s, you're going to suffer in your 30s. You're going to have to make up for it. So, and as you get older and older, it's going to be harder and harder to work hard. So it's going to suck. You're going to have to probably put in some hours and give up a lot of your social time, but it's absolutely worth it.
Okay, thank you. Also, what's it like being with, what's it like being with Tate and those types of guys who are just like,
yeah, no, Tate is great, man. I mean, iron sharpens iron. You want to be around guys that are successful. If you're around 3 successful guys, you'll be the 4th. It's inevitable at some point. So surround yourself with guys that got their stuff together. Don't, do drugs. Don't drink all the time. I know this sounds really cheesy or whatever, but it does add up over time. It really does.
Thank you.
No problem, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No problem. Yeah. Everyone thinks I'm short, but yeah. All right.
matter.
Okay. Well, what's up? Hi, what's your name?
Maggie.
What's that?
Maggie.
Maggie, what's up?
What is your thoughts about Trump?
What is my thoughts about what?
Yeah, Trump.
Trump?
Yeah.
I like Trump for the most part. There's things he does that I like, and there's things he does that I don't like. You know, I'm definitely not one of these guys that's going to sit here and be what I call a MAGA retard, where you're unable to criticize mistakes. When it comes to foreign policy, I think he's doing a damn good job.
Yeah.
He's ended several conflicts.
Yes.
When it comes to the economy, you know, the whole tariff situation, he's using it more as a bargaining chip versus actually revitalizing the economy. I don't like the Israel situation. I wish he had a better grasp on controlling Netanyahu, but you know that's kind of the part for the course in American politics. But I do like what he's doing with immigration. He's the first president that's actually had the nuts to enforce immigration, not just at the border, but actually doing it interior.
Yeah.
And that's why everyone is, you know, losing their minds right now because we've never had a surge like this where we got immigration enforcement agents going in and picking people up in the United States.
Right. I mean, I'm from Egypt. I'm a U.S. citizen, you know, and I feel like people are just overreacting about how immigration should be, like the immigrants should be here, but it should be like they need to go back to their country because we don't know who's coming in our country, and that's what I like about what he's doing. But the Israel thing is not. It's just not a good thing.
Yeah,
So,
it's not.
but yeah.
It's not, and it sucks because every president since John F. Kennedy has been a cuck for Israel, right? And you know, there's a reason why JFK got killed, but that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, no, I agree for sure that
Sure.
you know.
All right.
If you're here illegally, you're here illegally. I mean, I'm a first generation, you know, American myself.
That's right.
You know, I'm from Sudan. You said you're from Egypt, so we're neighbors.
Yep.
You know,
All right.
you got to follow the law.
Right. Thank you.
So no worries.
Yep.
Shukran. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
You guys can hear me good? We good? We having a good time out here or what? All right. Awesome, awesome. If there's any liberals that walk by, tell them to stop by and, you know, have a discussion. They're all running, bro. They're all terrified. What's up, man? Yeah, they're like I told you, I said it earlier, like libs never want to debate, dude. They just want to yell from the side. Shout out to where's Bandana Man? Did he leave? I'll give him credit. He at least like tried.
What's up?
What's up, man?
I just have a question. Is there any candidate in the future that you would like think about voting for, or do you think that both parties are too influenced by, like, say, you know, another country?
Yeah, right now both parties are cucked to Israel. So, you know, we're gonna need to. It's probably gonna take a couple election cycles to get more young blood in there, because the problem is that a lot of these established politicians, you know, the norm has always been AIPAC money, support Israel. You know, it's been a bipartisan, always support Israel. But now people are starting to slowly wake up. So I predict hopefully in the future we're able to, you know, deal with this problem. But yeah, like if Thomas Massey ran for president, I'd absolutely vote for him.
All right, thank you.
What's up, bro? How you doing?
What's up, man?
My name is Yusuf. I'm actually Egyptian too.
Okay.
I agree with you on most things, like the Israel situation and everything, but
what do you disagree with?
What do I disagree with?
Yeah.
Well, you talked a few weeks ago about, or maybe last week, about Islam and the detriments of it on the West. My question for you is if you agree that liberal Israelis or liberal Jews, you know, they support the open border policy, and they're the reason that, you know, people who come from, you know, war-torn countries and commit crimes here, they're the reason that they're here. So
is your question on my views on Islam, or what was the specific question?
Well, I have a few questions, but the first one was, about the whole Islam thing with the Jews.
Yeah, so let me just give you my position, because I think a lot of people mischaracterize my position on Islam. My position is, I think the United States is a Christian country. I think Muslims are guests here. And as guests here, I don't think it's appropriate to pray pray in public areas of significant, you know, maybe a tourist attraction,
like a Times Square.
Like a Times Square or any of these other places, or have the Adhan being played, you know, 5 times a day in U.S. cities. I don't think that's appropriate.
But
to
do
be
you
done.
say you think the U.S. is a Christian country?
Yes.
Okay, I disagree. I don't think the U.S. was found on Christianity. I think it was found on the separation of state and religion.
Yeah, separation of church and state. But
right.
but the separation of church and state was to ensure the protection of the church and the government from influence of either or.
Right.
So the framers put that in for that perspective. It's it's the separation of church and state, not the separation of mosque and state. You know, but I do think that this country was founded by, obviously it was founded by white Protestants, etc.
Right.
But I do think that this is a Christian country and we're here as guests. I mean, let's be honest, we're the minority. We're what, 2% of the population, right? So by definition, we're the minority, they're the majority, which makes sense because they founded the country.
Right.
So I think as guests, just because we could doesn't mean we should.
I don't completely disagree that we're guests. It's just for me, you know, one of the things like.
And let me be clear, I don't have a problem with them praying in public.
Right.
My problem is that when you pray in public and inconvenience others, or if you have the adhan being played multiple times a day and inconveniencing others, I just don't think that's fair.
Okay. Do you agree that the reason they're here are the Jews, though, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, like, well, you know, that's not all of them, but a lot of them, yeah, come from war-torn countries, which, you know, was due to our foreign policy, and our foreign policy has destabilized these Middle Eastern and Muslim countries. So, yeah, it's created chaos where they need to seek refugee, whether it's here in the United States, Western Europe, etc.
First off, I want to thank you for being here. I think it's really important, you know, that.
And speak up so everybody can hear you.
Oh, yep. So I think we owe him a round of applause, guys. Come on.
I appreciate that, guys. Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you, man.
Honestly, I'm a freshman here. I'm from Puerto Rico. I'm here legally.
Nice. A hardworking Puerto Rican,
yes,
that's hard to find.
Yes, sir. So my question is, what's your piece of advice for me to really form my future and also make an impact in the world? Because I think it's not enough to be successful. I think you need to have an impact, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
And you can have an impact in your own way, right? Like whether it's you're like me here talking on a mic to young guys, talking about the uncomfortable truths, or you know you're an electrician or a plumber and you're contributing that way, or firefighter, or cop, whatever it may be. My biggest thing is get a skill, be of value, be as competent as you can be, and be that guy that a woman is going to want to defer to your authority. Yeah. I think if guys kind of focus on themselves and grow that way versus like chasing after ass, they're going to be way better off. Because the reality is the things it takes to become successful are counterproductive to attracting women, because women are a big waste of time when you don't have money. But if you got your shit together, then you will spend less time.
For sure. No, but thank you. Can I shake your hand?
Yeah, of course,
Yes,
bro.
sir.
No worries, man. Yeah, no worries, man. Thank you for coming. All right. What's up, man?
All right. So, do you?
Hey, guys, anyone that has a disagreement, please come on the mic and make a line, man. There's no, there's no dumb question or dumb topic. So, yeah. What's up?
Right. So, do you think that the Epstein files should be released, and are they real in your opinion?
Should be released?
Yeah.
Absolutely real.
Okay.
The reason why they're not being released is because there's more than likely compromising information there of Trump and probably Israeli government officials as well.
And do you think Trump should be impeached if it's released and he is in those files, like you said?
If he's doing inappropriate things or breaking the law, then yeah.
All right, that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm Jack. Nice
Yo.
to meet you. I just wanted to, I've watched a lot of your videos, and I just want to know like your view on like abortion.
My views on abortion
as a subject. I know I've heard a lot of your videos regarding women, and how you feel about women. So I'm just kind of curious as to what your views are on abortion.
So, I have this is probably my only position that wouldn't be like as far right. I think a certain period of time. I think in Florida it's like 4 to 5 weeks or whatever, right? I think that might be the appropriate route because at that point you might not know, is it worth it to bring a child in when you don't have a stable family or you don't have a guy that's going to support you? That kid's going to end up becoming fucked up because we know single motherhood contributes to a lot of problems. But yeah, on this topic, that's kind of where I stand. I'm obviously always open to hearing other things. This isn't like a topic that I'm like, concern myself with too much. I know a lot of people that are more religious are more pro-life, and I respect that. But that's kind of my take on it right now at the moment.
Do you feel the same way about the death penalty in regards to just life or death?
So when it comes to, honestly, this might be extreme. I don't think we should even give them the death penalty. I think we should torture them. If I'm going to be honest, like if you're someone who hurts kids, you rape women, you do senseless violence, you do mass murdering or serial killer or whatever, like that scumbag that stabbed that woman on the train.
Yeah.
I don't think death penalty is enough. I think these guys need to be publicly tortured. And the reason why is because we need to send a clear message that we're not going to tolerate this bullshit. And I think it should be like, if I became fear, I'd call it the WBNN, the Waterboard Niggas Network, and we would just live stream that shit all day.
Yeah.
And I think that would deter crime because a lot of criminals might think twice when they're going to be embarrassed live as they're crying, getting tortured for the crimes that they do. It'll make them think twice.
Yeah, awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Well, nice
No
meeting
worries,
you.
man. What's up, man?
How's it going, Myron? Thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So my question is, how did we get to this point in our country where half of the population can't tell the difference between a man and a woman, and they think it's okay to mutilate children's body parts, and they come up with hundreds of different pronouns? I was just wondering how we got here, and can we correct that line of thinking? Do you even think that's possible at all?
We got here through liberalism, right? We got here through liberalism. We got here through feminism, right? And this is a perfect example of what I mean, where feminism is the spearhead to almost every societal problem that we have. So first it was free love in the 1960s, right? Well, first it was birth control, no fault divorce. That leads to the creation and push of feminism. After feminism, then was the gay rights and gay marriage. After gay rights and gay marriage, now the alphabet community comes in out of nowhere, right? We went from letting two dudes get married, right, to now we're going all the way far left where there's 99 genders now. And it's just going to continue to get worse and worse. And we kind of, dealt with this slippery slope. And I'll admit, my generation is what failed you guys in this regard because we voted for guys like Obama. We thought back then, hey, it's not a big deal, just let them get married like the rest of us. But what ended up happening is we opened up that Overton window, and when you give them an inch, they take a mile. And that's kind of what's going on right now. Right. So I do think that my generation bears some responsibility for that, but it's because most of us voted for Obama back in 2008 because we didn't have alternative media and we were so pissed off with the Iraq war and we're just so tired of that bullshit, so we wanted something different. And Obama was a great, charismatic speaker, and a lot of people bought it hook, line, and sinker. I remember I was 18 when he ran and I voted. So, but this has created a lot of problems because it came from the Obama era. But yeah, it started with feminism, and that's how we've gotten to this point now.
So how do you think we can correct that line of thinking?
I think we're slowly correcting it now. I see a lot of young guys are starting to lean more conservative because the Democrat Party has done a horrible job of being cool and marketable to young men. And I see a lot of young guys becoming more conservative versus in my generation, a lot of guys were more progressive.
Because I know, when I was a kid, there wasn't really all this gender stuff. And then slowly when I got to high school and college, it kind of all slapped you right in the face. And I feel like a lot of people my age, they don't know that stuff's just so crazy. It's just normal to them.
Yeah. This wasn't this 99 gender bullshit is a new thing. Right. And as someone who's watched the paradigm change from, I was born in 90 to now, it's crazy. I remember being in college and gay marriage becoming a thing, and it was being controversial back then. But I did not foresee that it would get like this. Right? So, yeah, that's kind of where we are.
All right. Thank you, Myron.
No worries, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, brother. What's up, man?
Hello. I just had a quick question for you. So I guess after Charlie Kirk died, a lot of people that were on the left, they were either criticizing him or celebrating his death.
Yep.
And people like Asmongold, who, as far as I know, you're generally positive towards him.
Yeah.
They were, supporting these people getting deplatformed and censoring them. But you're with Uncensored America. And I was just wondering, and to be clear, the people that are celebrating his death, I think fully should, have punishment come towards them. But I was wondering, people that are just criticizing Charlie Kirk, I feel like it's our right to, say we disagree with someone, even after they die. If it's insensitive, it doesn't really matter. I just wanted to hear what your opinion on that was.
Yeah, I mean, me and Charlie didn't agree on everything, too. I think the big thing that we disagreed on was Israel, right? And we had a discussion about that before. But obviously, when he was killed, I kind of just, I think now it's more about kind of uniting versus still bringing up political grievances from before just out of respect is my opinion. I do understand that some people are going to still be critical after his passing, especially maybe his political opposition. But I don't know, is it worth it? He's no longer here to defend his beliefs, right? So I think criticizing him at this point now is kind of, a waste of time. But I do understand that people, especially on the left, are going to do that. But yeah, celebrating anyone's death, whether left or right, is a big problem. If someone on the left was a big political commentator on the left was killed in that manner, I would say we need to find the individuals responsible and put them in the WBNN, the Waterboard Nigga Network, right? But that's kind of where we are now, unfortunately. And I would argue that the left tends to be more violent when it comes to politics than conservatives are, right? And I know a lot of liberals might say that's not true or whatever, but I think it's absolutely true because they've never had to deal with, real consequences or censorship for their worldviews. It's always been conservatives that have been censored, not the left.
Yeah, I would say that. Sorry, just give me a second. I think the problem, though, is that a lot of people on the right, a lot of people on the right, they have been dealing with this censorship, and I don't think that we should be stooping to the same level as the people that used to do it on the left censoring us.
No, I agree with you. Like them canceling Jimmy Kimmel, for example, I thought that was retarded. Like,
yeah,
he made a joke. Yes, it was bad. It was bad faith. Yes, it was very poor taste. But I don't think he should have been canceled for it. But like these individuals that are like celebrating on TikTok that are paramedics, nurses, doctors, whatever, like after someone's been killed, I think that's highly inappropriate.
Yeah, like I said, I think
because they're in positions of trust. You know what I mean? Like if you're in a position of trust where literally people's lives are in your hands, you should not be celebrating the death of anyone.
Right.
Because you took an oath to protect all life, no matter what.
Yeah, but I think just to wrap up here,
yeah,
I would say that just criticizing somebody, even if it's insensitive, I wouldn't say that we should cancel those people. I wouldn't say that we should. I mean, we can be negative towards them, but that's their right to say it. It's my right to criticize too, right?
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, if you're attacking people's ideas, I have no problem with that.
All right, thank you.
No worries, man. Thank you. All right, so yeah, guys.